I like this. Hello. Few days ago I made this Mandelbrot fractal, and it has some things that I want to improve. The shape is not very good, and when I start to zoom, it deforms a lot. I want to improve that. Another point is the animation is not smooth. This is because the point calculation is kind of expensive. So I'm going to use shaders to improve this. And the other thing is that the fractal only have two colors. I'm going to use more colors. So let's do it. I have a basic to-do list here, so let's start. Okay, let's start with the project. I'm going to create a new carpet here. Okay. Mandel. Let's print something here. I need to add okay. Now I'm going to create a script to run this. I'm going to use Raylib, so I need a library here and run this. Okay, let's run this. There, easy peasy. Okay, now I need to prepare Raylib. I need to include the library there. Let's make this bigger. I think it's init window. Okay, let's define some constant here. Size. Mandelbrot. Then I need to open a loop. It's something like should close, window should close. If this is not true, I just keep running the application and end window in drawing. I don't know. Let me see an example. I have the old version here. Leave. Okay, I don't remember very well all of this. But here, let's find the mind here. Close window, begin drawing, and drawing. Close window, begin drawing, and drawing. I think I need to clear the screen. Yes, clear background, black. Let's draw something. Draw rectangle. No, this is wrong. This is the position. Then width, height, and color. Yeah, I think this is enough. Let's run this. There. Okay, now I need to create a basic shader. I'm not too familiar with this programming, but let's do it together. I need to create a file with GLSL extension. Then I need to set a version of the I need to place the color of each pixel. This works like this. The shader receives the current location of each pixel and you return a color or transform that pixel. I'm just going to set the color. Then I need a main function and I'm going to set the color. This is RGB color, so let's make a green color. Okay, now I need to call this file from the Raylib program. There are some shader functions. I need load shader, begin shader mode, end shader mode. I think that's enough. So shader, load shader, Mandel, begin shader mode, and then end shader mode. I think that's enough. Let's run this. I have errors in the shader. Here I need a voice function. Okay. There. The next to do is to implement the Mandelbrot logic. So in the shader, I can get the current location of the pixel with GL fractal X and Y. Now this returns a pixel between 0 and the size of the window. Right now the size of the window is 800 and the radius of the fractal is just from -2 to 2, or at least is the radius that I used in the previous version. So I need to transform this location to the Mandelbrot location. So I'm going to create a function float get Mandelbrot. And the bounds or the radius is 2, and for each the max length of this will be pounds plus 2, and I need to divide this by the size of the screen, which right now is 800. Okay. So if and the new post is okay. If the position is 800, the new post will be 4, and I need to move the position 2 points to the left, because the Mandelbrot goes from -2 to 2. Okay. Note that I have the Mandelbrot position. I need to check if that point is a Mandelbrot point. That part I already do it in the previous version. So I'm just going to copy that function here. Okay. Instead of double, I'm going to use float. There. And the bound float bound okay. Now if is Mandelbrot if if the point is Mandelbrot, let me change this. Get Mandelbrot. X, Y. If the color, if the point is a Mandelbrot point, I'm going to put the color in green. In other case, in black. Let's run this. Okay, I have an error here. Incorrect syntax. I have an error here. There we have the basic shape. Now I need to add the zoom, the key handlers, and add some colors. Okay, now let's try to do the zoom part. In the shader, I set some variables with bound. The bound is just the radius of the shader. So the radius of the fractal. So if I decrease the bounds, the fractal will expand. The thing here is that I cannot decrease the variable here in the shader. I need to pass that value from the program. So I'm going to delete this. I'm just going to put a fixed value here. And I need to create a special variable, bounds, and I need to set this from the Raylib program. I'm going to delete this. To pass the variable, I need some functions. I think it's something like shader location, get shader location, and set value, set shader value. Okay, let's create the bound here. Bounds. No. Bounds lock get shader location shader and the name of a variable. Now I need to set this value. I don't know where to place it. I think it's fine here. I need to set the FPS speed. And set shader value, shader bounds lock the value bounds and a special type here. There. Let's see if I don't break anything. Okay. Now every time the fractal is rendered, I need to decrease the bounds. Maybe here. Bounds. I don't know, maybe this. Okay. there. No, I need to add something to handle the keys. I have that in the previous version. Here. I need some other variables here to control the hard keys. Now if I press let's change this. Instead of escape pressed, escape down. Let's do this faster. Okay. Maybe 5. Yeah, that's fine. Now to control the arrow keys, I need to pass these offset values. So the same thing here, X offset and Y offset, and here X offset and Y offset. same here. X offset log and X offset Y offset Y offset X offset log X offset Y offset is too fast. Let's change this. Maybe okay. Okay, now the rest to do is to improve the colors. Okay, to improve the colors, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a color based on the distance of the point. So instead of check if it is a Mandelbrot point, I'm going to return the distance. Okay, so float. Let's put here distance. So if the distance is less than that threshold, I can print a I think I have some error here. Get distance. There. No, what I have seen that many people do is to create a color based on the distance and with a sin or cos function. Let's create another variable here. Now I want a value between 0 and 1. And now I'm going to create the color with this value. See, let's see what happened with this. Okay. Let's put it some other color. Let's put something like 4. Here something like 6. Too much red, so I'm just going to decrease the red here. I don't know, I just playing with the colors. I want more blue. And maybe I don't want the red. Yeah, I think it's fine. I like I like this. So that's it. Hope you like it. See you.